Demas Outstanding Emergency Responder. The person who nominated Lieutenant Stats said too often their jobs are thankless ones. I would like to see him recognized for his over 15 years of service to the community. His recent promotion to lieutenant is another way he is being recognized. Thank you, Lieutenant Eric Stats with the Laverne Police Department.
When you see a firefighter, police officer, paramedic, or telecommunicator going the extra mile, let WGNS know, and we at Demas's Restaurant will salute them as the emergency responder of the week.
Rutherford Issues with Brian Barrett, weekday mornings at 10.
WGNS, your good neighbor station.
Rutherford County's place to talk. Rutherford Issues with Brian Barrett on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna, and streaming at WGNSradio.com.
Rutherford Issues is powered by Middle Tennessee Electric. Their Sharing Change has donated more than $11 million to local nonprofits assisting worthy causes in our community. That's MTE, serving to make life better since 1936. And serving to make our community better is Steered Straight. And with Steered Straight and Steered Straight 2 Furniture and Thrift, it's Jennifer Sanchez joining us for the first time in 2024. How are you?
Yes, yeah. Happy New Year.
Happy New
I'm going
Year.
to say that one more time just so I can get it with you.
Get one more in. Yeah. Right before, I guess after January, it's kind of old news.
Yeah. Usually a couple weeks in, you're like, I'm not going to say it anymore. But we haven't seen each other since then.
That's
so
true.
We're going to say
true.
Happy New Year.
So, Christmas went well, and
Oh yeah,
here we
Christmas
are.
went wonderfully. I couldn't be happier. I couldn't be happier for the store and just how well we did with last year, and just we went off on a really good high note. So just either with donations and with just sales and just with giving. So it's just been really wonderful.
So, kind of remind our listeners, I heard a statistic the other day that 22 new people move into our community every day. Isn't that crazy? So kind of remind us exactly what Steered Straight is, and also Steered Straight 2 Furniture and Thrift.
Yeah, absolutely. So my bosses, Michael DeLeon and Darla DeLeon, there's a husband and wife team that have been doing a Steered Straight mission for the past, 17, 18 years now, probably going on 18 years. Going into schools, talking to students about drug and alcoholism, suicide and bullying, vaping. It's a big one now, especially with the fentanyl that's in the vaping and stuff like that. So it's a program. Maybe you might remember once upon a time ago, I remember in grade school, a DARE program, very similar to that. But it's his story. At 11 years old, he was offered a cigarette. Next thing he was offered was a beer. Next thing he was offered was a joint. So it just was like that snowball effect. And then eventually started dealing, and then he went to prison for 12 years. And he turned his life around, and now he's out there talking to students and just opening up their minds and their eyes to the world and what's going on, and that someone offering you a vape pen or a drink or a joint, they're not your friend. Yeah. That's not something that should be offered, especially to an 11-year-old, a 12-year-old. I mean, he's had as young as 7 years old turn in vape pens.
That's nuts.
Because big brother or big sister or mom or dad have it laying around. So, yeah, it's very heartbreaking how young and how much younger they're getting. And that just, it screws with your brain, that vaping.
Every now and then, Michael will put on his Facebook page his I guess, mugshot, you know?
Yeah,
and
he does.
See how young he was at that time. And, you know, I'm sure that he was obviously a very changed man when he came out.
He was, yeah, because he was like... In prison, there was some type of thing called Scared Straight. Yeah, Scared Straight. And it was a TV show.
I think so.
And he just didn't like it. He didn't like it where, you know, as a juvenile, they already did something wrong. We're going to bring them into prisons where a bunch of big guys are at, and we're going to try to scare them straight. Well, he thought, no, why can't we get ahead of this? Why can't we get into the preventive side, get into the schools before maybe they are picking up that vape pen or they are just smoking that cigarette? How can we get into the schools and talk to them prior and be like, hey, this is what's going to happen. This is what that snowball effect's going to happen to you. And that's where he came out going, steered straight. And then the store was birthed almost 4 years ago. So I run a thrift store off of that, and we are not for profit. And our money goes and backs him, keeping him out there, because some schools have money and some schools don't. And so the schools that don't have money, he goes in there, and our profits keep him out there and help him with like hotel or rental car or whatever that might look like.
Yeah, and I'm sure that even what some of the schools are able to put together in terms of pay, it doesn't pay for time and travel and hotels and all that stuff,
No, it don't, but he loves it way too much.
Yeah.
It's about the kids, so it is what it is. He loves it way too much. He wants to keep reaching every time he goes to a new school and he gets a new story, a new kid. It was just recently, he came into the store a couple weeks ago, and he said a kiddo wanted to, he actually texted his friend that morning saying that he was going to end his life. Had Michael came in, they had the assembly, and at the end of it, he went up to Michael and said, I was planning on taking my life. I was just depressed. I was miserable. I thought this was the end. And I think he was just a junior hire.
Wow.
I mean, he was young.
Yeah.
So yeah. That's who he takes care of, and that's what keeps him going.
Well, that's obviously great work. And any time that folks make a donation to Steered Straight 2 Furniture and Thrift, you can know that that's what the proceeds will go to. I mean, if you donate, furniture or whatnot, whatever you donate, and the money that's made off the sale of that helps keep Steered Straight going. And speaking of that and donations, you need donations.
I need donations. Please, 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 please. I need donations. January, February, they are slower months. But everybody was cooped up for like a week, just a week ago. So I'm sure you did some cleaning.
I did.
I did too. I did too. Did some cleaning. I did. I actually brought in a bag of stuff once our doors opened back up again. I was like, all right, let's get rid of this. We need those donations. Anything that's bigger furniture wise, or let's say you've got like 10, 15 bags worth or boxes worth of stuff. I can come and pick that up. We do pickups on Wednesdays. That's where I got the most muscle. So if you got furniture that needs to be picked up, or you got a lot of it, or maybe you're downsizing, maybe mom and dad's moving in with son or daughter or something like that, and you just got a garage full of stuff, we'll come and get that. So
didn't you say you had a family that was combining, and so they had to you had duplicates of everything? So
let me tell you how big of a blessing that was. I don't pray for donations very often, but on my way to work that day, I was like, because I knew going into January it was gonna be low, and I'm like, Lord, I need a house. Just give me a house, please, Lord. I need a house, because I think that'll take care of us for like the next month. And sure enough, an hour getting into work, a lady called me and said, well, we're not ready, but her sister died, or her sister's husband died, and her husband died, and they were going to go move in with each other.
Wow.
And so they had a whole house full worth of stuff. And yes, it was 3 truckloads. Oh my gosh, we're still working through that. I mean, that was such a huge, huge blessing to have. And that she said, yes, I want to give to you guys, because she knows about our ministry, what we're backing, who we're trying to take care of. So that was awesome. That is a big blessing. I'll take more houses.
Sure.
Bring them on. I'll take more houses.
So with that in mind, items that are large, and you say you do the pickups on Wednesdays, just kind of walk us through the process of for those who aren't able to drop off their items and need this pickup, what do they need to do about that? How do they do that?
Sure. Just give me a call. So 615-896-5730, or you can just look up Steered Straight Thrift. You can just Google us. Just give me a call, and even if I'm not at my desk, one of my employees, they'll take a message. Usually I'm about 2 weeks out. So like this week is booked, so I'll be going into next week with pickups. So you usually kind of remind yourself that you're probably about 2 weeks booked out, if you want to get something picked up. Just give me a call. If it's furniture, I typically want a picture of it so I can take a look at it prior to it. I don't mind normal wear, but if it's got like major rips, stains, tears on it, I'm not able to accept that. wood is a little bit different just because a dining room table can always get sanded down and redone. So we get a lot of that way. Fabric and leather is a little bit harder. So I do need to get a picture of that. So when you give me a call, I'll give you a phone number. We'll go from there and we'll get you set up.
And in terms of dropping off donations, is there a certain time you do that, or just any time that you're open? How does that work?
Sure. Yes. About that. Yeah.
I'll do both.
I'll do both. Mondays we are closed. So we're Tuesday through Saturday, and donation time is 9 to 6. The store is open until 7, but we just close our warehouse about an hour before the store. So if you see that we close at 7, we just close the warehouse at 6. So we're Tuesday through Saturday, 9 to 6. Sundays 11 to 4.
Okay.
So yeah. So we just drop off at that time. And again, if you've got a trailer or a truck and you've got that, that lazy boy that you're able to load up in there, awesome. Bring it on by. I'll take a look at it. And as long as it's all good, we'll take it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And I don't think we've even mentioned where you're located yet here. So let's do that.
So yeah, 1007 Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. It used to be, and I know you know this better, the
Mercury Boulevard?
Well, not Mercury, but
AG Sporting Goods.
Yes, yes, that you know that better. That it used to be a sporting goods store. So we're right in the middle of 2 other stores right there.
There was a bakery there for a long time too.
I've heard that too.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're right there in the middle. It doesn't look like much when you pull up, but we are a pretty big store. So it's really nice. And we take any donation, those knickknacks, those mirrors, clothing, of course, shoes, of course, health and beauty. If you've got some old makeup that's still decent, send it our way. Even people who love collecting all the little toiletry items from all the hotels, give those to us because that actually goes into our give bin. So we have an area for give. So the homeless comes in, they can go right to it. We always keep it full of clothing, socks, and those little toiletry items. So even if you got a bunch of those little items and you're like, I'm just going to throw these away. Don't. Yeah. Give them to us. We actually make that as a give. So we have a give area also.
Well, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So stop on by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard, where you can find Steered Straight. And let's see, you've got a website too, and Facebook. Facebook's really cool. You can find all the specials and such.
I keep up on Facebook daily. So yeah, please like me on Facebook. Please like some pictures, make comments. I mean, that's really a good way of saying, oh my gosh, do you still have that? How much is that table? I get that a lot. So yeah, like me on Facebook, please.
Sounds good. Jennifer, thanks for stopping in.
Thank you.
Jennifer Sanchez joining us today with Steered Straight 2, Furniture and Thrift. And be sure to go to WGNSradio.com/listen to see where you can hear your favorite shows live and on demand, and even watch on Big G TV.
Hello, this is Lenny Farmer with Jennings & Ayers Funeral Home. Often when a man or woman finish pre-planning their funerals with me, I hear, we should have done this 10 years ago. Or